Now, the latest from Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
Good evening, I'm Shauna No with the latest headlines from Eyewitness News. A community is pulling together tonight to support 2 police officers injured in an accident.
It's surprising and it's very sad.
It's a town where everyone knows the police officers by name. Only a handful of officers patrol the streets of Bunker Hill.
The Bunker Hill Fire Department says Deputy Marshal Nathaniel Martin suffered a fractured hip. He may be in the hospital another week. $5 per month just to use your own money. That's what Bank of America plans to charge its debit card users starting next year.
Just for our card? $5 extra? Why? I mean, I know the banking industry is having a hard time right now, but that's no reason to, put the money on average Americans who don't have it. I'd change banks.
Jenny Burdine isn't the only one. We talked to other people on the circle who had similar reactions.
Change banks.
I'd look for another bank.
But before you jump to conclusions, it's important to remember that as a consumer, you have options.
I would think consumers should probably sit back and see how this develops between now and year end.
Credit unions in the area like Forum aren't charging their customers yet, but say they've had to cut back elsewhere.
We're staying the course, that we're not going to be charging a debit card fee. What will be changing is the rewards that we provided on our debit cards. We will be reducing those just because there's not going to be the revenue there to support that.
Now the banks are going to do whatever it is they have to recover from their deficits, but ultimately it's up to the consumer to decide what to do with their money.
I'm definitely not going to use my debit card, stick it with my credit card, and I think that's ridiculous personally. They can make their money elsewhere.
On the Circle, Shauna No, Channel 13 Eyewitness News. 18-year-old Jamie Paulette should be focusing on recovering from the injuries she sustained from the State Fair stage collapse 2 weeks ago. But as Jamie mourns the loss of her coach and mentor, she can find comfort in a newfound friendship formed right here at the First Aid Pavilion from the compassion of one very special hero.
And we just kept seeing fire trucks, ambulance, police, and we were like, man, something's just not right.
Serena Literal works as a nurse at St. Vincent Memorial Hospital and just happened to be at the fairgrounds the night the stage collapsed. She rushed to the First Aid Pavilion to help in any way that she could. Jamie was lying by herself, badly injured. Serena stayed at Jamie's side and tried to get in touch with family members for her.
I felt like hopeless, and I felt like, like I had no one, and her there made it so much easier for me.
Serena was relieved when medics told her that Jamie was being taken to St. Vincent. Jamie immediately went into surgery, and when she came out, Serena was waiting and has been there for her ever since.
Like, we just sit and talk and watch movies, and I feel like I've known her my whole life. It's crazy, but she means the world to me now.
Shauna No, Channel 13 Eyewitness News. A concert that's supposed to honor the victims of the State Fair tragedy is already getting poor reviews. Complaints by Sugarland fans center around the availability of tickets. Eyewitness News reporter Chris Kirshner explains how one woman was able to get advanced passes when she really shouldn't have.
2 tickets, $125, Section 15.
A Sugarland fan, Kim Horn, hoped to score tickets to the October 28th show at Conseco Fieldhouse.
2 Sugarlands, $80 each, $70 each. Why?
A spokesperson for Ticketmaster tells Eyewitness News Ticketmaster is working hard to accommodate as many people as possible for Sugarland's concert. The offers for the tickets for the upcoming October show were sent to the original purchaser. If individuals purchased from a third party, that third party received the offer. We continue to do our best in working with fans. Time is running out for Indiana students who still need to get their immunizations for the 2011 school year.
We need to make sure the kids are immunized. By state law, they have to have certain immunizations at certain grades.
School districts around the city are giving students a grace period to get their required shots for the year. But officials won't be allowing students to return to class without appropriate documentation on file.
This year we send them a notice that by this date you have your immunizations or you don't return to school until you have them.
Last year's edition of 3 new vaccines is now trickling down into this school year. It might come as a surprise to some parents who thought their kids were covered.
That's correct, because sixth graders haven't been required to have shots since they used to do the old MMR years and years ago, and then they changed that to they had to get it when they started kindergarten. So it's kind of new for people if they're not used to it.
Janice Van Meter of the Hamilton County Board of Health understands the urgency for kids to get immunized by the due date and is inviting anyone who still needs shots to this location. In Hamilton County, Shauna No, Channel 13 Eyewitness News. The investigation of a church fire last month in Muncie concluded that firefighters who responded to the blaze were in compliance with almost all safety regulations. The report did uncover a few safety issues that the chief wasn't aware of, but didn't contribute to the death of one of their own, firefighter Scott Davis. It's been almost 2 months since the fire here at Tabernacle of Praise, what Chief Burcham's calling an act of God at this place of worship. Chief Burcham's in the process of correcting those few safety voids, but in the future, he's going to think twice about sending firefighters into burning buildings. It's a question worth pondering, though the afterthought won't bring back this beloved hero.
We're still going through a healing process. When you talk to firefighters and individually that were out there, they're still very upset about it, and they're going to be. It'll be a long time healing process for us.
In Muncie, Shauna No, Channel 13 Eyewitness News. Labor Day kicked off today around Indianapolis. Folks in the labor union got a chance to kick back, relax, and enjoy their annual downtown parade. And if you look around, you might notice one key player not here at today's Labor Day parade, Mayor Greg Ballard.
You know, I don't keep the mayor's schedule, but I don't know. All I know is I'm here with families, and I'm here to support people who work really hard every day. Literally have helped build this city, which is great.
Mayor Ballard was originally scheduled to be in the parade, but was moved to the back by parade organizers.
This is our parade, and he was in with all the candidates and elected officials.
As for any more questions,
you'll have to ask the mayor.
So we did. We met up with Mayor Greg Ballard, and this is what he had to say.
It just didn't work out timing-wise and where we're going to be in the parade, so we want to make sure we come to this one every year, so I just wanted to continue to support this parade.
Melina Kennedy and Congressman Andre Carson were able to make it to both parades, but then again, they were placed at the beginning of the Union Parade downtown.
The mayor is always invited to be in our parade. This parade is about the workers of the community. It's our parade.
And in this election year, it's also about the politics. Shauna No, Channel 13 Eyewitness News. And more than 7,000 people gathered in Indianapolis to help make strides against breast cancer. The 14th annual walk kicked off at 9 this morning at White River State Park. Today's event earned more than $100,000 to fight breast cancer, and all of it stays right here in central Indiana for cancer research. People who organized today's event say it is bigger than just a walk. It is about educating Hoosiers.
This is more than just about raising dollars. It's about awareness and education for our community. Let them know that it's about early detection, it's about saving lives, and it's about preventing the disease.
The annual walk has raised more than $10 million for research over the last 14 years. Those are the latest headlines from Eyewitness News. Stay tuned for more news right here.